Chapter 13. Morning Scent. Neo woke in a cocoon of warmth. Not just the simple kind you get from a pile of blankets or a sunbeam on your toes, but a heavy, delicious warmth that started deep in his bones. Every muscle felt loose, every limb leaden, the kind of sleep that wrings every ounce of tired from your body for a sweet blink and you'll miss it moment. Neo almost convinced himself he was back in his old life, maybe just sleeping in after a brutal hospital shift, the kind of morning you nearly forget the world can go so sharply wrong. Then a weight behind him exhaled, a slow, rumbling breath that puffed hot air right against the nape of his neck. Neo froze, and just like that, memory punched the air from his lungs. Heat! The sick, desperate kind. The irreversible choice he made. Kaelen's eyes, the bond, the feel of teeth, breaking skin, waking here. Neo took immediate refuge by stuffing his face down into the fur blanket and groaned, "Oh no." He didn't have to see Kaelen to hear the smug amusement. That gravelly rumble came from behind, carrying a wish-you-could-unhear-it note of pride. "Good morning," Kaelen said. Neo wasn't turning around for anything. No. Kaelen's arm curled a little tighter around his waist, solid, impossibly warm. Definitely stronger than him, but somehow not trapping. Worse, it felt stupidly good. "I am refusing morning," Neo insisted. "You slept long." "I'm refusing time, too." When Kaelen's chest shook with silent laughter right against Neo's spine, it was nothing short of treachery. Absolutely not allowed. Somewhere in the middle of panicking, Neo realized several horrifying things at once. One, he was fully tucked against a giant wolf alpha, and apparently Neo made an excellent pillow. Two, the den smelled wrong. Or not wrong, just changed. Still herbs and cedar and smoky fire, but braided through it all was something richer. Their scent, blended and impossible to erase. The bond. Three, that feverish, relentless heat was finally gone, a stretch of blessed silence where nothing throbbed or burned. It almost made him want to cry. But Neo wasn't someone who cried easily. Sarcasm, though, fit nicely. "If you mention I'm making happy noises, I'll kill you." Kaelen paused, considering. "You are making smaller, angry noises. I hate you." "No." Kaelen's surety was infuriating. Neo forced himself to roll over, arms ready for a proper argument. But Kaelen was already awake, bare-chested, hair all wild with sleep, and mapped with bite marks and scratches, absolute proof of how last night went. Smug contentment nearly radiated off him. Neo shot him a glare, because someone had to uphold decency. Instead of mocking him, Kaelen reached out, gentle, barely brushing Neo's hair from his brow. That light touch sent a ripple down through the bond on Neo's neck. There it was again. Kaelen's steady relief, affection coiling with protectiveness. If Neo didn't know better, he'd call that love. Or at least, the dangerous beginning. "You feel loud," Neo said, almost accusing. His emotional volume turned up past maximum. Kaelen looked thoughtful. "You feel awake." Something clicked. "You can feel me too?" Kaelen nodded, faintly, stronger, close. Neo shot upright so fast he winced. "So I'm emotionally Bluetooth now?" At Kaelen's blank frown, he just groaned. "You're lucky you don't know what that means." He prodded the bite on his neck. Still raw, still hot, painfully real. Glancing around the den, Neo clocked everything. Food stacked for one, hunter's weapons, no sign of family, no feminine touches, no elder's trinkets, nothing except the clear mark of a mature, unattached male's lair. "Wait," Neo said, suspicion blooming. "I slept here." Yes, I made it here. Yes, and I'm still here right now. Another calm nod. Yes. Neo pressed, unwilling to let it go. Where I'm from, unmated Omegas live with family or a guardian. Once bonded, their mate is supposed to build them a new home or take them to one. That is tradition. Kaelen simply waited. So this means you're in my home. No apology, just stating facts. The silence in the little den suddenly felt enormous. Neo's face burned. Last night was an emergency. Kalen's mouth twitched. Yes. That doesn't mean I'm automatically relocated. No. Neo squinted. You sound way too innocent. Kaelen didn't bother hiding his amusement. You chose me. I brought you through heat. I bonded you. You slept in my arms. He gestured at the den. The village has eyes. Accepting that required more fur. Neo flopped back down, overwhelmed. This world is exhausting. Kaelen leaned over, voice warm against his cheek. This world is practical. And nosy. Kalen's laugh rolled through him. That also. Just then 3 sharp knocks rattled the door. Neo eyed it. Then Kaelen. Then the door again. She cannot be real. She is, Kaelen replied, unbothered. Vera, a force of nature disguised as an aunt, rattled the frame. Are you alive in there, or do I move your things over myself? Neo snapped back. I own almost nothing. Then it won't take long. Kalen's restrained laugh shook the entire pallet. Neo pointed a warning finger. If you actually laugh, I leave. You are already here, Kaelen said without an ounce of shame. I can leave symbolically. Kaelen lost it. His laughter filled the little home. Vara, ever the sensible hurricane outside, muttered something about dramatic youths and ungrateful Omegas. Neo groaned and buried his face in both hands. So be honest. What does the village think right now? Kalen's tone was too even. That you chose well. Biased, Neo shot right back, a nod. Yes. Neo hurled a fur at him. Kaelen caught it mid-air, infuriating reflexes. Try again. Kaelen at least humored him. The elders think your heat was properly settled. Neo made a face. Please never use settled for that again. The females think I behaved well enough at your door to deserve a reward. Neo blinked. Sorry, what? Kalen's mouth quirked. They watched. Watched what? You refusing others, me sleeping outside 2 weeks. They have eyes. Groaning, Neo covered his eyes. These women need hobbies. They had one, Kaelen said, deadpan. Neo made another strangled sound. Kaelen pressed on, ruthlessly calm. Young males think I am lucky. Incorrect. Older males think I was slow. Neo dropped his hands. Excuse me? Kaelen just shrugged. They would have asked earlier. And you? Neo demanded. Kalen's gaze went tender. If I'd asked sooner, I think I'd have frightened you. That damn near shut Neo up. He looked away, trying to hide how much that softened him. The bond at his throat pulsed again. Kalen's certainty, their shared intimacy, curling quietly between them. Neo prodded the bite. This thing tattles. Kaelen caught his hand, warm and careful. Don't scratch. And you stop emotionally broadcasting. I'm not trying. That's worse. They didn't get another minute of quiet before Vara pounded the door again, threatening bodily harm if Neo wasn't being properly fed. We just woke up, Neo shouted. Then wake up faster. Kaelen rose to get his pants, giving Neo a view he wasted precious seconds staring at because human nature. Kaelen noticed. Neo covered his interest as threat assessment, but wasn't fooling anyone. Kaelen, criminally unhurried, dressed himself. You may look. I am evaluating threats, Neo grumbled. Kaelen looked amused. To whom? To my concentration. With a final warning to say nothing, Neo glared at Kaelen as he unbarred the door. Vara swept inside with a tray, eyes sharp, taking quick inventory, fur tangled, beds shared, the scent in the air. She nodded, smug and maternal, completely unmovable. Good. No blood on the walls. Neo nearly choked. Why would there be blood? Vera set the tray down. First matings can be messy. Kaelen took the tray, unshakable. Please stop talking. I raised you badly on purpose, Vara said with pride. She rounded on Neo. Eat, then we discuss practical matters. Of course, Neo braced for the onslaught. What practical matters? Vara ticked them off. Belongings? I have none. Sleeping place? Neo eyed the pallet, lifting an eyebrow. Solved, apparently. Work duties. That at least sounded reasonable, right until Vara finished. And when you'll begin building your proper home? Neo's mouth fell open. No. Vera simply sat down, ignoring every protest. Yes. I spent one night here. You bonded last night. It was an emergency. You still bonded. Desperate now, Neo jabbed a finger at Kaelen. Say something. Kaelen handed him bread, calm as a nurse dosing morphine. Eat first. Coward. I am wise. Vara looked pleased. At last. The bread was better than his resistance. Warm, fresh, maddeningly delicious. Neo, stubborn, bit in as furiously as possible. I am not building a house over one emotionally charged evening, Vara scoffed. This is why cities fail, too much talking. No, this is why villages build cabins for every... Look, it's not happening. Kaelen's shoulders shook with silent laughter. Traitor! Vera plowed on. When an Omega chooses and bonds, the household must be settled quickly. Why? Neo demanded, waving bread for emphasis. Because scent matters, security matters, future heats matter, pups matter. Neo actually coughed on the bread. Pups are not on the agenda. Vara just raised one eyebrow. They never ask permission. Kaelen, finally taking pity, said, Aunt. His tone suggested she slow down. Vera huffed, but relented. Fine, not tomorrow, but you need a plan soon. Neo wilted, relief short-lived. Kaelen knelt beside the bed, voice gentle. We can stay here for now. Neo blinked. Just here? It's a single male den. Kaelen's eyes stayed soft. It was. And the bond warmed his neck, that subtle reassurance like a private hand squeeze. Neo shot him a look. Now, stop that. I'm doing nothing. You're definitely feeling at me. Kaelen's mouth twitched, but he didn't deny it. Vara stood. Good. Settled. Nothing is settled, Neo protested. It is to me. At the door, she glanced back. Oh, you're healer now. Neo almost dropped his bread. No. Yes. I was a med student. With trauma, that doesn't make me... You're the only healer who knows fever isn't caused by spirits. Fair point, damn it. That doesn't mean... It does if the village thinks so. Vara opened the door, letting a wave of winter air in. Also, 3 women asked what kind of wood you'd prefer for your house. Neo made an inarticulate noise. Why do they even care? Vara smiled, all teeth. If you build, so must their mates. Politics. She swept out, leaving them in silence. Slowly, Neo turned on Kaelen. Your people are insane. Kaelen nodded, utterly unsurprised. Yes. You knew this would happen. Kaelen shrugged. I suspected. And you let me walk into a social bear trap. I let you finish your breakfast first. Neo tossed the last chunk of bread at him. Kaelen caught it, of course, a reflex like breathing. He came to sit right beside Neo, suddenly earnest. We don't have to build what they expect. We build what you want. No demand, no pressure, just possibility. Neo's chest tightened, the stakes suddenly real. What if I don't know what I want yet? Kalen's answer was solid, unwavering. Then we learn, step by step. Neo stared at him, everything raw and vulnerable and tangled up. He grumbled, You are extremely inconvenient to dislike. Kaelen leaned in and rested his forehead gently against Neo's. You're staying anyway. Something dangerous and tender twisted under Neo's ribs. He would have said something. Anything. Except all hell broke loose outside. Voices, loud, pressed, frantic. Kaelen was up and armed before Neo even registered the urgency. Then came Vara's bark. Neo, bring your bag. Ren's goat ate poison weed. So much for slow mornings.